we live?
Yes!
Okay. I just wanted to check.
I mean,
So, anyway. You mean?
yeah, we're live. I just checked on camera. That's terrible. Our production values are suffering.
We had production values?
Shut your whore mouth.
Oh, okay. Alright, so... yeah, it's been a little bit again, but we are pretty much ready to go for another episode of Path of Fate. There's been a little bit of off-screen book work that has been done. The wardens have their experience chart posted up, and it has been amended because I got a little aggressive on the numbers. Let's see. We've done some planning. There is now an agenda, a plan, a scheme even, and we almost know what we're doing. One of the things going forward that should be known and understood, both for players and for audience, is that starting soon, there's going to be a lot more possibility for small solo arcs, where the game is going to end up shifting from the the traditional tabletop party oriented day-to-day adventure setup, and it's going to become a little bit more long-term, a little bit more individually focused, because as we've now explored the plot enough, we now know that Matilda did not exactly just disappear. She didn't get kidnapped. It was kind of all on purpose. So, that's going to end up being its own thing. But for the moment, we have some things to address. We have been a little bit concerned, a little bit paranoid, justifiably perhaps. And he's bringing Yumiko along with.
She's a witch.
Pretty much. So, I guess does anybody else have any announcement or bookworky things and whatnot that should be discussed?
I have an announcement. I'm back, bitches.
I mean, there is that one. There, I'm no longer have Brooke faded out or Caitlin. Since they weren't there, I was going to just gray out their characters while they were missing. Anyway, so I guess welcome back to another episode for Path of Fate.
Wake up, my friends, tell us what you have to say. We know the dreams and nightmares must light your way. What may come, the fight goes on for one more day. Whenever lives and prayers must die away, who brought this curse and led us all astray? The day has died and emotion is fade. Wake up, my will die for just one more day.
All right. So in story, we're going to say that we're actually starting at August 1st at this point, since the game has had about a month off, and everybody's just dealing with the beginning of the month, and all those bills have reared their ugly, malefic heads, and Yumiko and Courtney have both been working on their book, trying to get that translated as best they can, passing it off to somebody, a couple of professional translators, to see just how far can be gotten on that. But pretty much as different sections end up being translated, they kind of get that chapter, and when they read through it, things definitely start coming together more and more. And I'm assuming, as kind of an off-screen introduction, that Yumiko introduces Courtney to Ben.
I'm okay with that.
I'm fine with
Okie doke. So we're going to go ahead and say that Yumiko and Courtney got the last couple of chapters kind of in bulk. And what? Oh. Pinky's Roll20 reloaded itself, and it's still playing Dreams and Nightmares, so she can't hear anything.
Oh, fuck.
Anyway, so Ben has been kept mostly up to date. How much has Brooke been kept up to date about this book that Matilda had ordered and Courtney got after her disappearance?
I guess that would be up to you, Miko, because they're her friend.
Mm-hmm. So, Mika, what are you thinking?
Well, Yumiko's not really close to Brooke, so wouldn't that be like Ben's thing to tell Brooke, since they're pretty close?
Brooke hates Ben. Brooke hates Ben so much.
Yeah, but they talk more than Yumiko talks to Brooke.
Everyone, if I please may direct your attention to the left, you may see the bus that I was just thrown under.
Yeah, I was gonna make a pass the buck joke.
It's a deer caught in the headlights.
You're grounded. Okay, see, Cassie, when I made the pass the buck joke, that was not intended.
Ah, the puns.
Yes, it was actually not intended. Don't you give me that look. You have a microphone, Boom. Put it down. I will tickle your feet.
Okay, so here's how this goes down.
Okay.
So Courtney's like...
Yes, go ahead.
So as they're doing about the book, and Brooke comes into the conversation, Courtney looks at Yumiko, and Yumiko looks at Ben, and Ben goes... and pulls out the phone.
Let's just play the scene.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
And pulls out his phone, pulls up Brooke's number, and goes, "Are you interested in any more weird book stuff? Send."
Am I being texted or called? What's going on?
Texted. You're being
Phone call.
texted.
Oh, texted.
Ah, okay. Then, I think all you're gonna get is a how did you get this number?
You gave it to me. dot 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 question mark.
Did I though?
You did though. Send.
Alright. Well, I don't know. Is there something I need to know?
Ben flips the camera around, pulls up the camera feature, takes a picture of the ancient tome of knowledge that they are currently poring over, sends to Brooke.
You know what? Just keep me updated. That's not helpful.
Okay. So over the course of this reading, then, the two more book-oriented people. Well, that's one of the other questions. Are they bringing Caitlin in on it?
Again, I mean, in the month, have I met the other characters?
Well, at the very least, Ben and Yumiko.
Right.
It's the matter of because Ben is definitely cautious of Natalie at the moment. So, what about Caitlin? Because between Yumiko and Ben, Ben's kind of been, I don't want to say calling the shots, but he's the one with the paranoia button at the moment.
Someone please stop sitting on my paranoia button.
Right. So,
Nah.
how much is the paranoia button applying to Caitlin, and is she going to be brought in on this?
Ben continues to text Brooke even though she's like, just update me. Because he's not a book person. So, what's your read on Caitlin?
Emily, that's you.
I'm sorry, what was that?
So you get another text a few minutes after the last one where you're just like, just keep me updated. Where it just says, so, what's your read on Caitlin?
Don't know. Seems fishy, but got nothing to go on.
The reply comes, I do not trust Natalie.
Natalie? Really? She keeps to herself. She seemed reasonably harmless.
She ... admitted some things to me after you left. And I went back and looked over the books. I think something happened.
Besides her getting high in the woods?
Yes. Something else. Something weird, and I don't trust it.
Did you also get high in the woods? I'm pretty sure you didn't, but I wasn't watching you the whole time.
I'm like this all the time.
That just figures.
He looks at the other two. I think we proceed as is for now. Courtney. Mr. Jones. Do you prefer Courtney or Jones?
Courtney.
Want a beer?
I could go for a beer, sure.
Ben proceeds to get out the beers while they work on the book.
We're at the store, right?
Wherever you guys want to say that you're at.
Where are we?
Mika, quick, make a decision.
Not it.
Too late.
Not it.
No.
You've been voluntold.
Too late. Nope. Nope.
Well, to be fair, Mika, me and Josh already said not it.
Bullshit.
Hey, look, there's that bus again.
Beep beep.
One of these days we'll get their license plate number. Josh just sent you a DM.
You know what? I'll just for simplicity's sake, I'll say since it's been a month since I've met these people, we can just be at my place.
Seems legit.
Okay. Anyway, okay, so hanging out at the bookstore. So
Or I was actually thinking like my apartment.
okay, and Jimmy, I'm gonna copy and paste that thingy because it's just easier if it's in the public chat.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you can try and make a couple of rolls. We're going to be rolling functionally black market contacts.
I don't think I have any of that.
You do. It's its own little. It is its own dice pool.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up now. In the meantime, you guys go ahead and go ahead and role play out what you got going on.
So Jimmy, tell me what I see. What's Courtney's home like?
Well, considering he's a trust fund kid, I guess it's a pretty good part. Definitely 2 stories. I'm just. I have a visualization of it, but it's kind of hard for me to explain. Inflation and street rise. Well, this could end up sucking. And then
So,
you said,
If I may
it's
translate, he's pretty much living in a penthouse apartment.
yeah, pretty much.
Does he keep it clean,
Is-
or does he have a cleaning service?
I would imagine. I think he keeps it clean.
There you go. So
Is
Ben is
it?
incredibly out of place here.
Is it a sheet roll? Is that what we're going with?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. And then you said with a.
So once you click the die, it'll pop up a thing, and then it'll ask if there's going to be any bonuses. You're just going to put in a 1.
Okay. Sorry, I have my character sheet popped out as a window, so I didn't see the little modifier window. Nope.
Yep, you got Jack and Squat.
It's all right. I wasn't
the-
expecting. I mean, this was a crazy manifest. It's not like other books have been written about it.
Yep. On the plus side, you did not botch the roll. So that's a thing. But yeah, so you didn't really find anything. So there you go.
Okay.
You guys are hanging out. We're going over some notes that you guys got from a translator about this book, about Native American spirit folklore and all that jazz. And you pretty much have the final copy of it.
Okay.
And what we can say here is, since Ben is the one who's like the least book, like the least likely to be interested in going through to read all of these, but has, out of everybody at this table, the most exposure to Matilda's book collection. Ben, you're pretty much like listening to what they're describing about this and kind of like bouncing this off of what you've read in Matilda's thing, and like pretty much flagging parts of it that are immediately relevant to these other books. And over the course of this, we'll say it takes probably, frankly, a couple hours because there's a lot of information to go through. You realize that about 3/4 of this book directly references to all of the other weird mysticism, you know, nature magic, spirit magic, blah blah blah, other books that she has had. In her collection. And it pretty well corroborates the weirdly written notebook thing. Or wait, no, that's the one we were talking about. I'm having a moment. I apologize.
You mean
Wait, is the weirdly written notebook the Crazy Manifest?
Yeah, that one was the Crazy Manifest. The other one was the book of like that, because yeah, that's right. The Crazy Notebook was the third-hand account of all of these stories, and then the one that needed translated was the direct copy, first-hand accounts of the stories.
Okay.
And so then let me rephrase this. Reading the first-hand accounts through the lens of the third-hand accounts, and using Ben to reference everything through the Matilda library, all of this is coming together. And pretty much the story that you guys are getting by looking at like common elements from one story to another is that even though they're sometimes described differently, you're picking up on these stories of this benevolent guardian owl that was always a cultural bulwark. The spirit would offer to protect the heritage of the tribes and cultures that would offer to it, because they were largely word of mouth cultures. They didn't really write things down, not until they ran into other cultures where it became necessary. And you can kind of start, like, once you started dating where stories come from, you realize there was this change over the general demeanor, where it started as this thing where it's like, I will ensure that your tribes, the honoring of your ancestors and your heritage and your background and all that, I will act as the repository to ensure that you're not forgotten, kind of a thing. And then later on, it's more of it started turning into this thing where if you wanted help with this thing, you needed to pay up. It wanted, right, rather than offering to help, it was offering almost like a service. And in the stories, it's always phrased as this, like it's a spiritual thing. Like, this is the cost of invoking the greater powers, rather than that something slowly over time changed demeanor, and the whole reason why you end up starting to get this inkling that this may in fact be the same thing is because even though it's over a vast area, there are certain descriptions that kind of end up universal, at least for a significant amount of time. And then the descriptions started to change, but the method was the same. And then the method started to change. And so, like, say 3 hours in by this point, as you're looking through all of the notes of this and page references and flipping back and forth, you're kind of realizing that this tome, as it were, is nearly a history of some sort of either a religious figure or possibly even an actual, like, well, Yumiko probably, as one of the people who's at least taking some of the anthropology classes and whatnot, the general drifting of a religious figure, but it of course couldn't be the same person because this happens over the course of a couple hundred years, or way broader of an area than they could possibly travel on their own. And in some of the very last stories, it starts talking about what the offering demanded was. That you had to walk the realm of spirits. You had to offer knowledge in some form of physical form, a book or some, or a scroll or something along those lines. And you had to offer a meal to the great owl and burn these offerings so that they would become as spirit for the thing. And sometimes those that were offered that, or those who did the offering, would disappear. Others would come back changed. Some would simply come back slightly and having had the question they wanted answered actually answered. And that's the part that's going to throw up the red flag for Yumiko and Ben. And that's where we will pick up the roleplay of the scene. Pretty much with the book open on that page, listing the exact same rite that you guys just did in the woods. That was referenced in 2 other books, and now in the 2 new books that you have in front of you.
Fuck my life.
Wait, what's going on?
He points to the passage down there. It says right there, you either come back changed, you don't come back at all, or you have your questions answered. We've been looking for a person who disappeared. A person who was looking into these things.
You think she performed this ritual?
I know she did. I found the remnants. And our friend did too. He looks over at Yumiko to be like, with the look of, am I crazy? Am I fucking crazy? Don't tell me I'm fucking crazy.
Yumiko looked at Ben. You're not crazy. I saw it too. I witnessed it too. It's right here in the book. It all adds up.
So wait, more people perform this ritual than just Matilda?
Oh, yes. One that we know of.
We were doing it to find her. as a lead, and our friend came back a little bit spastic.
More spastic than usual, but also more quiet.
Yes. Definitely quiet.
Which is not normal for her. He pulls out his phone where the messaging with Brooke is still up. Brooke, we might need someone to watch our backs.
That's something.
So, he kind of relays it as quickly as he can. The whole that people who go do the thing that Natalie did in the woods, at least according to the book, often don't come back. Or if they do, they come back weird.
Because they've overdosed. Drugs have given them brain damage. I think you're making too much out of this, but if you really feel unsafe, I can come and be your guys's backup.
And he texts back, I'm just not sure how Natalie's going to react when we prod her about what she saw out in the woods, and if she knows where Matilda is.
All right. I mean, you're making a big deal out of nothing. Natalie's not gonna hurt you, but I'll be there. It's fine.
All right, I will see you in 10. And he looks down back from the phone. I think we need to go talk with Natalie.
I'm guessing Natalie is this person that went through the ritual.
Yep. And Courtney, this is where I'm going to be blunt with you. If you have any hesitations, this might be where to step off. Because shit's been getting weird. Like, really weird. Not normal weird.
Well, considering in the past a little over a month now, you two are the only people that I know of that remembers Matilda. Even her parents don't. So I need to find out what's going on.
And what angle
I
is it?
don't understand why I don't. I don't understand why we aren't part of that. Aren't along with the rest of the world, just forgetting her existence.
Indulge my curiosity. What's in it for you? Why look?
Information, knowledge. I like understanding things.
I did it because, to my knowledge, for as far as I knew, Matilda was a good person.
You have to. My only experience with her is as a customer, and she was very nice. And I don't understand why no one remembers her.
Well,
I mean, for the longest time, I questioned my sanity, and I met Yumiko, and there was another person that remembered.
Ben scratches at his hand. He looks over at Yumiko with a gentle look. You okay with this as well?
I mean, we've gotten this far. I'm in it for the long haul.
All right then. Let's go meet Brooke at Natalie's and have an intervention. He picks up his leather jacket off of wherever he set it down, throws it on.
I am slightly curious though. Is there going to be an issue? I've never met this girl before.
Natalie has always been a little frazzled, paranoid. She was quick to be convinced into this stuff, and we let her do something we really shouldn't have, and that makes it our responsibility.
Do you think she will handle a stranger being there?
She should be fine.
All right. Out of character, do either one of you guys have vehicles or?
Ben has tons.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make
Yumiko
sure.
has one too.
Because I think Courtney's apartment is close to his store. I don't think he owns a car.
How convenient.
I mean, to be fair, this city, you guys are in Tacoma, Washington, so there's a pretty, I don't want to say robust, but it's definitely a decent bus transit system, so it's not like it's difficult to get around.
It's okay. It depends where you want to go. But most people around here do have cars. Just because everything is very spread out here.
Yeah, but if it's fine. Okay, so how are you getting a hold of Brooke?
I've already texted her. She'll meet us there. Like, that was in the roleplay. Ben kept messaging her back and forth.
Yeah, I figured. All good. Alright, so is anybody riding with Ben?
Courtney will.
Cool. What is Courtney's total willpower dots?
Hang on. 6.
Okay. All good. Just wanted to double check. So, Brooke, you get this message from Ben. What's your plan? Emily.
Sorry, what was that?
So you get this message from Ben. The whole we're gonna go talk to Natalie. We want you to be there.
Mm-hmm. She said she'd be there, so.
So she.
So, yeah, she hops on her.
Over.
Yeah, she hops on her cycle and heads on over. Since he said he'll meet her there in about 10.
Okay.
Sorry, the music volume got turned all the way back up for some reason, and I was having trouble hearing it.
Oh, yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
Okay, so stop that for a second. All right, so what is Natalie doing on a Friday afternoon in the evening?
She probably would have just gone done with like getting groceries or something like that.
Okay.
So at this point, she'd probably be putting them away.
All right, so what we're gonna say? Well, at first, there's one thing I do have to roll. Ben and Courtney, I need you to both roll me wits plus composure, please.
One success.
Nothing.
Dude, we got the same
Cool.
pool.
I know.
All right, so Ben, you don't notice anything like particularly weird, but you've got this feeling in the back of your head, like you know when you're driving around and you're like, didn't I see that car a few cars back, like 3 blocks ago? I've taken like 2 turns since then. I wonder where they're going. And then you just kind of drop it and you don't think about it again.
Yes.
You've had that just once. There's this weird little
What's that?
4-door pickup or whatever.
Ford pickup? Okay.
Yeah, just a 4-door pickup.
New or old?
Middling. It's not solid steel frame, that's for sure.
Good repair or poor?
Meh. Like it's definitely younger than 2000. Now, as far as like how good of a repair it's in, like there's no body damage, but who knows? There are a few cars back, and it's like I said, it's just one of those like, I wonder if that was where they're going, whatever, and then you just kind of move on. But yeah, so you guys end up pulling up to Natalie's house. It's, even though it's getting later into the evening. Oh, did anybody grab Caitlin?
No, we didn't.
I could not understand that.
We did not. We did not inform Caitlin this is going on.
Or does anybody want to inform Caitlin?
I'm still uncertain if Courtney even knows who she is.
Probably not.
Probably no. Okay.
Does
For
Natalie
story's sake,
inform Caitlin?
Natalie doesn't know.
I was gonna say,
Surprise visit.
I was gonna say
Thought
for
they were-
story's sake, Yumiko can swing by and pick up Caitlin and tell her what's going on.
Now this is the question then. Would Yumiko do it? Because this is entirely on your agency. This is no longer a party decision. Is Yumiko going to go swing by Caitlin's place and be like, "Hey, we need to go talk to Natalie"?
She wouldn't say we need to go talk to Natalie. She's like, hey, wanna go for a drive?
Sketchy.
I'll take you for a ride.
Wait.
Okay, so Ben, when you pull up, Yumiko's not there yet, but Brooke is. But we're gonna cut to the Yumiko and Caitlin discussion.
Okay.
So
She opens her door.
Awkwardly waves. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Not too much and not too little. Are you busy?
She looks like she had just gotten out of the shower.
Wait,
no,
wait.
I just got home from practice.
Okay, well, if you have nothing going on, get dressed, hop in my car, we're gonna go talk to Natalie.
Here, come in for a sec. while I get dressed. And so she has a roommate and everything, so it's not like, you know, a studio apartment or anything like that.
Okay, so Yumiko walks in and stands awkwardly in front of the door.
It's actually a decent sized place, like a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. So she would have stood right in front of the door in the living room.
Yep.
Because it opens up into the living room. And Caitlin's down the hall, kind of shouting like, so what's going on? As she's obviously rummaging through drawers.
Too much to tell. You'll get filled in when we go talk to Natalie.
That sounds ominous.
Everything sounds ominous. But that's all I can really relay.
Hmm. Alright then. She's still, like, kind of shouting through the hallway. Oh, there it is. And she emerges shortly. Sec.
Why are you typing at me? Oh, that's where you're typing. Cassie, just say what it is.
So she's sending a warning text to Natalie. Hey, they want to talk to you. Sounds ominous.
A few moments later, like maybe like 30 seconds later, we reply of how soon.
OMW.
There's probably not a reply after that one. As likely Natalie's sitting there staring at her screen, taking a moment, going, "What does this mean again?"
People can't understand those short text abbreviations.
I'll be honest, I do that. People be like TIL. I'm like, shit, what was that one again?
I don't know a lot, but I use On My Way because my old phone used to actually expand it. If I typed OMW, it would expand it to On My Way. And I was spoiled, but now it doesn't work anymore.
Oh.
But anyway, so yeah. So there you go. Natalie's got a heads up. We'll state because that only took like 2 or 3 minutes. So about 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes because of traffic later. You know, Ben, you've already been pulled up to the building. Brooke, you Brooke rides a bike, right?
Yep.
Okay. So
Little crotch rocket.
one of those little import. That's what it was. Wasn't that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Little Kawasaki vroom vroom thingy.
Mm-hmm. She likes to go fast.
Okay. So, like you said, a few minutes later, up pulls Yumiko with Caitlin in the passenger seat. Caitlin, your hair's still wet because it was really humid.
Yeah, and she's got thick hair.
Mm-hmm.
Ben raises an eyebrow as high as it will go.
Because Caitlin's what?
Sure.
Haha, wink wink.
He also scratches his hand. Really scratches his hand.
Okay, so Yumiko and Caitlin get out of the car, and
Yes.
and then
Let's just stand there, leaning against her bike.
Caitlin's still not sure what everyone wants to talk about.
And she will remain that way until we start talking.
Oh my god.
So
Brooke has her gun.
I got
That's not
dragged along.
unusual.
What are we doing?
Don't worry.
Apparently, I'm here to protect you all from I don't know what.
Don't worry about
Ben.
it. Don't worry about it. Just follow my lead.
Yes,
you-
because that sounds like a fantastic idea.
Natalie, you see
Hi,
all of them
I'm-
standing at the street.
Hi, I'm Courtney.
Caitlin,
Considering she's like one of the upper apartments, it's just like, you know, looking through the blinds, he's going, oh shit.
Brooke.
Nice to meet you.
We'll see.
so Caitlin's hair is actually up in a ponytail, even though it is still wet.
That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if that pays off for her.
What?
So Ben heads up to Natalie's apartment, still itching his hand.
Yumiko follows.
Yep.
Knocks on Natalie's door.
Yeah, Courtney's gonna be the last person because, you know, stranger.
Only here for academic interest.
Natalie would wait a bit, trying not to make it sound like she was like right there at the door before opening it up. You know, the little metal chain is still on in the lock. Oh, oh, I wasn't expecting really anyone today. What's this about?
Ben takes a moment. Natalie, can we talk for a bit?
She kind of like tilts her head to the side of it, not really sure. Before going up, oh, one moment, I gotta. She closes the door. You hear like the latch go, and the door opens fully. Oh, okay.
Plus,
I really didn't expect all of you.
plus, we need to introduce you to the new guy.
To be fair, I didn't expect to be here.
New guy.
Hi, I'm Courtney.
Hi. She kind of looks
I'm-
back at Ben, confused, like expecting an answer.
I'm just imagining that since everybody's in a hallway right now, like everybody's lined up, and Ben just kind of props up on his tiptoes so he can see over the girls. And he just waves, "Hi, I'm Courtney."
He's not that short.
Ben's that tall, though.
No, Ben's
Oh.
that tall, and he's only a little bit taller than the girls. So that way, it's like the whole like you can actually see my whole face
Oh, okay.
as he looks over the girls.
Wouldn't he be taller than Yumiko?
Everyone's taller than Yumiko.
How tall is he again?
Courtney is
You didn't put it in.
I thought I did.
It's not on a sheet.
Son of a bitch. I thought I put like he's like 5'11".
Yeah, he's taller than Natalie then. But yeah, she looks at Ben, kind of like expecting an answer. It's clear on her expression she doesn't really understand what's going on.
Ben walks in and sits down on her couch.
Had I known that
Fugsley
you guys...
looks at you indignantly.
That was rude.
Had I known that you guys were going to come over, I would have made something.
It's fine.
Caitlin is petting Fugsley.
So, first off, for introductions, Courtney is a obscure and rare bookseller.
Oh God.
I own the Dark Pages.
I believe I've seen you before, yeah.
That's a fantastic name.
Natalie will
So,
end up closing the door once everyone's in.
He actually handled our friend's last order and has been graciously allowing us to look over what she ordered.
Last order?
Yeah.
I didn't get any texts about this, so explain maybe?
Well, it was a lovely, enlightening novel about a certain owl spirit. And
She kind of furrows her brows.
And a certain ritual that can be done in the woods with a book and a pair of rats and a little fire. Sounding familiar?
So, yeah, but do you think this was part of the missing books?
Oh yes, definitely. So Natalie.
Wait, missing books?
Yeah, there were quite a few missing in the collection.
Courtney, focus.
Out of character, no.
So Natalie. I'm going to ask a kind of pointed question. When you did that thing that night, did you see an owl?
She kind of like sighs.
We were in the woods, Ben. That's a stupid question.
He literally just waves Brooke off.
You're going to give my husband a heart attack.
God damn it, Emily. Mika, breathe! Breathe!
Well, we definitely know it was good for her.
So he.
So, the question: do I see the owls over?
No.
Okay.
Ben fixes Brooke with like a kind of like a stern look and waves her off. A weird owl. Not a normal owl. Another look at Brooke.
She obviously looks nervous at this point and like looks at everyone.
An owl that specifically would have asked if you wanted to give certain things, like a life.
You read the books, didn't you?
I've read all of the books, yes. I read her notes. I read the notes that led us to this new book, and the startling series of coincidences between them. Particularly that people who do that little ritual in the woods often don't come back. They go missing. Or they come back changed.
Does it say how changed?
Yeah, I mean,
No.
we haven't found any
The book didn't
Um,
specify how changed, just changed.
Well, let's be fair. Most books that refer to rituals like this, the change is not going to be a good one.
uh, I assume your friend here is very knowledgeable on it, so I'll take his word on it. I'm still me.
I mean, you certainly haven't sprouted a second head or anything.
Well, I don't know anything I would say about that. I mean,
Or demon horns, or tail. No, I'm not thinking about that.
neither of those either.
It
Really?
also mentions that questions get answered when you do that little ritual. So, Natalie, where's Matilda?
Hey, that one she can honestly answer. Having no idea.
I don't know.
I'm going to check for lies! What do I roll, Matt?
Matt, you're muted.
Sorry, you're going to be rolling your. Actually, let me double check this, because I don't remember if I need to have you roll composure plus subterfuge or manipulation.
He's looking for lies, isn't it? Empathy? What's an empathy?
That's right.
Yeah,
Empathy is the
subterfuge
defense.
would be
Well, except subterfuge also has a specialty for detecting lies.
Oh.
Eh.
Well, Ben doesn't have empathy or subterfuge.
Well, then that sounds like an unfortunate time, my friend.
It's okay. I'll get through on my. You said it was either manipulation or composure?
I'm pulling it up now.
Also mine.
Nobody cares, Frank.
He got Twinkies.
Gross.
Nope, never mind. Subterfuge. Wait. Yeah, spotting lies is the last part of subterfuge. Subterfuges are deception. Characters possessing the skill know how to lie convincingly, and they recognize when they're being lied to. It's used when telling convincing falsehood, hiding one's emotions or reactions, or trying to pick up on the same in others.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Whereas, so I guess it would try to be. Are you trying to pick up on the lie, or are you trying to just read her emotions?
I'm trying to pick up on if she's lying to him.
Then you're going to roll your manipulation plus subterfuge.
Daddy, no, not now.
2 dice, let's go!
Do you have any dots in subterfuge?
No.
Then you need to subtract 1 die from your dice pool.
Okie dokie.
The bonus is it's not a chance die.
So I just typed in -1 on the modifier?
Correct.
No successes.
Okay. So as far you can't tell if she's lying or not.
Oh, look at that! It actually did.
So as far as you know, she's telling the truth.
You are completely sure that that nothing came of that.
If I actually had the answers, do you think we'd still be searching?
Well, we haven't been searching for about a month. Well, I'm not sure what you and
Obviously,
Caitlin have been up to.
you guys apparently were. If you brought in, no offense, Courtney, but some bookstore owner.
To be fair, I didn't know anything about this.
He had the means to translate the book. We couldn't read it otherwise.
And you have the book. That's obviously some research.
Some.
You're not helping your case here. Oh my god, Atticus, stop! He's trying to get me to play fetch with him.
Very good.
Curious, what would one roll to read body language?
Empathy.
Okay.
Oh, I thought I'd unmuted for that. I guess I missed the button. Yeah, it would be manipulation plus empathy.
Okay.
So yeah, so Natalie just kind of turns it around with like, you've been doing your own research then and not involving people. You're not helping your case. So what does Ben have to say in response to that one? Or anyone else for that matter?
All Brooke had to say was like, to be fair, I had no idea either.
It still seems fishy to me that you came out of that ritual not yourself. You were more quiet than usual. You weren't jittery.
Also,
No, I'm
what,
sorry.
her first time using any drugs?
And the next day, having Brooke remind me that I could be fired for it.
That would leave you more nervous than quiet.
She's always quiet and jittery. I work with her. She's not acting weird, at least as far as I can tell.
Still seems weird to me.
You guys also think that there was a magic owl in the woods.
Also, we all just kind of met a month and a half ago. What is normal for each of us?
That's a long definition if you think about it.
I'm just
Wait,
saying, this
so you
isn't
were
my normal.
so wait, you only became friends when Matilda disappeared?
Friends is a strong word.
We were the only ones who remembered.
Associates is a better word.
But yeah, we were the only ones who remembered she existed. Which I do admit is weird, but I'm sure there are better explanations than magic owls in the woods.
What type of better explanation could there be that that her parents don't even acknowledge that she ever existed?
Grief.
I have seen grief covered in a lot of ways, completely erasing somebody's existence. And the fact that it just so happens to extend beyond them.
Yeah, did you read that in a book?
To be fair,
No.
that's more trauma that would do that. And losing a child and or a friend is traumatic.
I'm not saying that it isn't traumatic, but the fact that they refuse to acknowledge their existence, and you people are the only people that I've ever run across that even remember that she existed in the first place.
He makes sense. We wouldn't all have the same trauma response.
Not to mention, she did appear on the surveillance cameras when we didn't see her before our very own eyes.
Just because we didn't notice her doesn't mean that we couldn't see her.
What is
Yes, like I said, sure it's a little weird, but there are other explanations. There were also a lot of other people there. We could have just been too distracted from, I know we were looking for her, but there were a lot of other people there. There was a lot going on.
Ben is sniffing at the air a little bit. Natalie, what is that smell?
Well, what?
I don't know. Something in the air smells weird.
What?
And Have you been doing drugs?
I'm a straight edge.
I
He
don't-
has been itching his hand.
I mean, except for alcohol and sex, yes. But other than that, I'm a straight edge.
I hate to. I'm not gonna ask it. I'm not gonna be the one to ask it. Just there. It's just the apartment. There's nothing new.
I think we should get out of here. I think we've harassed Natalie enough.
Sounds like a great idea. And Caitlin is still petting on the kitty.
The kitty seems agitated. I forgot you were petting the cat.
The cat doesn't want us to be here.
How convenient!
Hi, Possum.
Bugsley, as voiced by Possum.
Like Cassie, to the point, like the cat is actively like trying to get away from you, not just from you, but it seems like the cat keeps like looking at the window and is trying to get away from Ben.
Okay.
I just want to know, Natalie, what happened in the woods that night? You weren't really clear when you told me last time. What did you see?
Got high and had delusions. That's. What do you want me to say?
Roll a bluff check.
How do I do that?
Subterfuge?
Manipulation plus subterfuge, of which you will be rolling a single die.
Oh.
Is it a chance die?
So here, I'm gonna do a first roll because I want to see if it automatically takes into account the lack of proficiency. Yep. Yes, it does. You did not roll any successes. Josh, roll your roll your thingy.
Wait, but why did you want you to roll and not her to roll?
Because I was testing to see if earlier when I told Josh to put in that -1, if he accidentally did roll a chance die. Because after I rolled over it, he did roll an 8.
Oh, so I would have succeeded?
Yeah, you would have gotten a success. So that's my bad. Technical difficulties cock blocking the story.
How dare you?
Like, is it obvious enough that since she didn't roll any successes, that the rest of us might notice that she's lying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody can go ahead and roll.
What was that again? Manipulation, subterfuge.
Uh-huh. And do you have any specialties in detecting lies or anything
No,
appropriate?
I do
Sprint
not.
Pistols and stare downs.
I am not
Okay.
going to roll.
Well, you already know better. Okay, Brooke, you know that Brooke and Courtney both. You both know that Natalie is full of it.
Oh.
Like
This is
there's definitely some omission of information there.
Oh God damn it!
Trying really hard not to outright lie.
Natalie?
Wait, okay. You got high and had delusions. But
Natalie, please
Okay,
just tell me you don't believe this bullcrap.
Okay.
Please.
I know I know I just met and much like your bookstore owner comment, don't take this the wrong way, but you're a terrible liar.
She kind of tries to ignore Courtney's comment. Just looks at Brooke. At least she knows Brooke.
You know I believed in this kind of stuff when I suggested it when we first began, but all of you guys dismissed it. But now,
All right.
you
No,
want to
that's-
try and hammer me with it.
That's fair. You make a good point. Though, why are you trying to lie about it now?
Why you always lying?
God damn it, Miko.
Because I'm trying to actually think logically on this.
Ben,
Anymore now, it's just I've had the thought that maybe I am just crazy.
oh no.
No, I don't think you were crazy. I think you were just high. Ben, seriously. I think that's enough.
He fixes Brooke with another look, and he is genuinely angry. Natalie, just tell me what you saw, and I'll leave.
I had told you what I saw.
Ben, seriously, I think you should leave it alone. You appear to be getting upset. No reason. Come on.
You invite yourself to my apartment to berate me for nothing.
Because there's something wrong here. Something is not adding up. God damn it if I ain't gonna find out what.
Alright. So, Brooke is going to suddenly start moving to be in a good position to get between Ben and Natalie, if necessary.
Natalie's definitely like backing up some.
He takes a deep breath, trying to push down certain feelings, maintain a level of composure.
Natalie actually looks Ben in the eye and goes, "Just leave."
Okay. Natalie, roll me your intelligence, plus your intimidate, plus your other skill. And, Ben, you're rolling your resolve. Oh, geez.
Fuck.
Holy shit! I can't believe that actually got me somewhere.
Caitlin, you see the owl behind Natalie's head.
What is going on with the owl?
It's watching. It's looking at Ben.
I
Ben,
look more closely at Ben.
the here, actually, Cassie, roll me a what's plus composure roll. I need to see if you can notice something. Or let me change that. You're gonna roll manipulation plus empathy.
Okay.
My bad. And I apologize, Josh, I do need you to. We're gonna have you roll one additional die,
Okay?
and we're gonna add it to that. Here, I'm just gonna do it this way. Hold on. Okay, so you got nothing from that. But
Damn.
yeah, so Ben, you don't just want to leave now, because when she said leave, yeah, you not only want to leave, but something is fundamentally wrong. Cassie, you're rolling manipulation plus composure. Or empathy, sorry. Manipulation, empathy. And frankly, Ben, you're you're kind of seeing red. And Cassie, you see the owl's eyes get really big. And then after you can tell that it did what Natalie needed it to, it fades. And Natalie, you kind of like feel that in your head a little bit of you felt it was there when you called on it, and you felt that it definitely left rather than normally being that little presence, like something's watching you over your shoulder and whatnot, that normally would linger or something along those lines. It did what was needed, and then it ditched. And Ben is kind of standing there grinding his teeth, and you can tell he's trying to resist it, but you hear, like, it's been humid. You feel that the room is definitely getting colder, and that you realize that before it was it was very much a metaphorical, just like an emotion, like, nope, this room's getting fucking weird. You're seeing condensation on your window now behind Ben. He's not sitting on the couch anymore. He's standing. And y'all definitely feel that there's something up. Something is wrong. Something is very wrong. And the only thing that breaks it is from right behind you, Natalie, at the door.
Like, you just see Natalie like trying to stand tall and all when she said that, but that knocking seriously freaks her out as she turns around, looking at the door, then back at the group, going, who else were you guys bringing?
No
this was
one.
it.
We swear. It's just
Natalie,
us.
Natalie, did she lock the handle to the door?
No.
Door opens up. And just this big hand, like, this dude's hand is like a freaking dinner plate. He just reaches over, he grabs Natalie's shoulder, and he doesn't so much push her behind him as more like almost yanks her into the hallway. And this dude is massive. 7 foot minimum, 300 pounds, and jacked. Wearing what looks like jogging sweats and a hoodie. So, Natalie, go ahead and roll me just roll me a straight a dexterity plus a composure. We're gonna see if you keep on your feet.
Composure. 3.
Wow, you got 2 10s.
Where the fuck are these rolls any other time?
Well, you're still on your feet. This is important because any of the rest of you, like, despite seeing this happening, Ben is just staring at Natalie. This dude hasn't even, you can tell on the look on his face, hasn't even registered yet. And Ben, the only thing going through your head is one thing: those eyes shouldn't be there. Those eyes shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be there.
He actually starts like mouthing that, like whispering that underneath his breath.
And that's when Ben finally takes a step forward. And you guys hear something crack. Literally, like the sound of somebody's knee popping, but this like little bit of a half a step forward, it's loud. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I was gonna say, as soon as that 7 foot tall dude comes into view, Courtney's just gonna absent-mindedly mutter, "Is like, why didn't anybody tell me that she was dating Bluto?"
Someone new appears, a big guy, and just yanks her out of the apartment. Of course, Brooke's got the gun now.
And he just and so Ben takes his step. Brooke's got her. So does she have the gun just unholstered or pointed at this dude?
Pointed at the dude, because like he just opened the door, yanked her out of the apartment. Now he's an unknown danger now.
Mm-hmm. Which as soon as you do
Bless
that,
you.
he actually finally pries his eyes off of Ben and looks at Brooke and says, like, and it's one of those, you know, those descriptive role play posts where it's the whole you feel as much as hear the tone of what they say, right?
I suppose.
This guy is dangerous. He's incredibly dangerous, and you know that immediately as soon as he opens his mouth. And he's not even looking at your gun, Brooke. He looks at you and dead in the eye and says, "You all need to run."
Wait, it said what?
You all need to run now.
I'm going to take his advice.
Yeah.
Cassie,
Yes.
you know that. Oh wait, no, not that one.
Riddle me this.
Yeah, riddle me this. You can do a new thing now. You know that very instinctually. The part that's probably the weirdest is you can do two.
I know what.
You know that you could do two new things with riddle me this.
Oh.
So, we've got Caitlin and we've got Courtney, who are both saying the whole "I'm going to take him up on this whole I need to run" thing.
Yep.
Okay, Brooke,
Yeah.
are you booking it?
No, not exactly. Like, he's like, y'all need to run. I suppose that's fine. But I want to make sure, A, he doesn't touch anyone as they try to escape, and two, that Natalie's okay.
Okay, Natalie, what are you doing?
She's just kind of in shock of this random person just invited themselves into the situation.
You okay back there, Natalie?
Well, I'm fine. Where's my cat?
As soon as you say that, the cat books it, and Ben just screams, and he's glaring at Natalie, and for the life, like, it's kind of weird, but were his eyes glowing? It's a little hard to tell. But his eyes weren't blue earlier. I don't think they were blue.
What's going on?
And as soon as he steps forward again, you hear the leather of his jacket rip, and it's like as he steps forward, not only does he just feel taller right now, but just like the skin on his face is like getting pale. And when when he takes another step, this other guy steps forward and is pretty much stepping like right in front of him, and he just grabs Ben by the shirt, and he's not saying anything.
Hey,
All right,
Matt.
people, move,
Matt.
move.
So
Yes, Jimmy.
so all of this stuff happening with Ben is while we're still there.
You guys in the doorway, kind of a thing. Like, I'm assuming by Natalie. Or are you going to go like full on sprinting out of here?
Well, with everything that's happening with Ben, is there a possibility I might know what this is?
You are certainly welcome to roll.
Okay. I mean, I have the occult lore.
Yeah, you're gonna roll straight int plus occult.
Intelligence plus occult? Okay.
Yeah.
And nope, that's persuasion. And I have a specialty in monsters. I don't know if that's gonna work.
Sure, roll an additional die for that one.
Okay.
Boy.
Yes, 10 dice. Let's roll 10 dice.
You get what?
No.
Or did you just type?
No. I typoed.
Okay. They'd be like, holy crap.
And 1 success.
No. That is not enough to know what the hell is going on right now, but you definitely know it's not good.
Okay, yeah, no.
So,
with Ben changing, I am now running out.
Okay. So when Ben screams at Natalie, the dude that said that it was time to run he's just kind of ignoring you guys. But who is still facing towards the apartment?
Well, I was
Brooke?
gonna say as I was leaving, I was going to try and get Natalie to run with him. Because again, I have no idea what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And I get that. But what I need to know is who's facing towards the apartment right now.
Probably Caitlin.
And Nico.
So pretty much everybody then. Cool.
Because I'm curious.
Everybody in chat right now, I need you to tell me how many total willpower points you have.
4.
Put it into the chat, because I'm going to have to look up a couple of things here.
Meh.
I will do a quick BRB while you're doing that.
How do I have such a high willpower?
It's composure plus resolve.
Oh.
You're too composed. How dare you?
Okay, so we're going to start with the lowest, Casey.
Hi.
Now, keep in mind, Casey, you at least have the benefit of you get a +1 from your stewardship.
Oh, so then I have 4.
Yay! It still puts you in the same category. So, when the second he screamed and you're looking at him, this is not pretty. This is straight up some body horror level nonsense, because while that guy has grabbed a hold of the front of Ben's coat and is obviously trying to do something resembling a body block or along those lines, Ben is a solid 9 feet tall right now.
Okay.
He's no longer proportioned like he was before either. He is still glaring straight at Natalie. And you see there's blood running down his face. His face is getting longer. You can hear the snapping and the crackling of bone as these massive antlers start growing out the back of his head. And the skin over his face, while it's split from where the bones are coming out from these new antlers and such, the skin on his face itself, the bones are growing from underneath, and the skin is stretching along with it, barely keeping itself together. And his eyes look like they're sunken into his head, glowing this pale blue, and just the condensation that was on the windows is just barely frosting over in the background, and everything about him that you don't know this consciously, but everything about this feels wrong. It feels hungry. It feels like there's no way that it could possibly ever have that hunger sated. And all of that comes through that scream as he just bellows at you. And while the transition up to this point had been kind of, you know, it only takes a second, but it's been gradual. It's like reality just finally caught up as he snaps into this full form. All his clothes are completely shredded off, and he's covered in thick, not matted, but just thick fur across his whole body, despite the fact that his frame looks emaciated. And his hands are now so massive that this mountain of a man who just walked in out of nowhere, he just puts one hand between him and this other guy, and he just pushes his left hand to the side and slams this dude into the wall.
Oh no.
And then reaches behind himself, and his hand goes around the couch as he picks it up, bellows again, and throws it at the doorway. Now, the apartment itself, being a multi-story building, it takes the impact. But that couch is shredded, and that door frame is probably never going to close again. Because the couch went, in fact, through the doorway, just not enough to actually get to his target. And you guys see this, I'm trying to
Do we have a picture?
token. Yeah, I'm trying to save it so that it can actually upload.
Sorry about your couch, Natalie.
And in which all throughout this, just Natalie has a mental like records make of never invite Ben over for anything. Ever.
You guys see this thing with tattered clothes and fingers longer than they should possibly be. Like this thing looks too thin to really support its own weight, but it's obvious that this thing is way stronger than it has any right to be. And now we roll the first initiative of this game.
Oh shit.
Josh, I need you to look up really quick how many rounds this is going to last. Everybody else, roll me your dexterity plus your composure.
Not initiative.
Oh no! Like if you can just roll straight initiative.
I don't.
Oh yeah, on the top, there's just the roll initiative button.
No.
Oh wait, I can. Oh, it automatically sends it to the track turner. All right, one sec. I've got this. Turn order. Descending. Okay. So on your character sheet, on the top, there it says dice roller and then roll initiative. Just click the roll initiative thing. Oh, I have to do the tokens. God damn it. Okay.
Do you want us
mind.
to redo it after you make tokens?
I can do that, I guess.
And I'm looking up how long this form's going to last in the book, right?
It should be in the write-up I gave you.
Okay, got it. Luckily, I downloaded that on my phone for easy access.
Layer token. Okay, and then I need to do this. 2, 3, 5. Cool. And then, oh crap, they're on the wrong layer. Objects and tokens. Add a turn. There we go. Oh, you. It should work. All right. Brooke, go ahead and roll me your initiative. See, I want to see if yours works. Oh, oh, geez. Did not work. Okay, 1 sec. Natalie, try yours. Nope. Okay, I'm just gonna have to do it manually. Whatever. So I will take the last rolls. Well, I'll take the best of the rolls. Whatever. And then
Mine was 10.
Casey's best was an 8. Okay. Yumiko, what did you get?
For some reason, I thought that speed affected it.
No.
Yumiko got a 9. Brooke had a 16. Who are we still? Ben had 13.
Well, if he's taking
Also,
the best
the amount of rounds is 3. Stamina 2.
Is how?
Stamina 2. Crime Alert 1. 3.
Okay. Well, the good news is that means you guys are more likely to survive. So
I
Yumiko
will
got
be
the 9.
sad if Courtney dies.
That's the good news, guys. We can survive.
Right.
But we're all gonna need therapy.
Can't afford that.
Brooke knows a therapist.
I can afford it.
Cassie, you need to roll for Caitlin.
I
I got
did.
1 dot in resources. I think I can afford it.
Did you?
Yeah,
It's
she got a 6.
under E.
Oh, there it is. And add turn. Right. And what did Courtney get?
His best roll was 10.
Okay. That's supposed to be with a +2. Okay, you know what? I'll take it. All right, and oh, whoops, that's wrong. All right, Josh, did you rolled for after your modifiers?
No, I just rolled straight across. Sorry.
Because your dexterity goes up.
Is there a way to put modifiers on initiative when I click this button, or
No.
sad day? I wish there was an automatic way to change my stats.
One of the things that we could do is just make you a sheet for each of the forms.
That probably would
Because
help.
yeah, your dex goes up 3, and you get a +1 to initiative. So here, I will click this, duplicate, save changes. Edit. Save changes, there we go. Oh, but your stat doesn't go that high. Huh. This is problematic. Well, it's dexterity plus composure.
Okay.
I'll let you do it. Dexterity plus composure with a total of a +4. Okay, so descending order. Okay, so the big thing here is going to be that now that you see what Ben has become, when it gets to the beginning of each of your turns, I'm going to tell you what, like, how this is affecting you based on on your total willpower, and then you get to kind of go from there. So, Brooke, you're going first. You have a willpower of 5. Humans at this level have above average strength of will, but not enough to cope with this. A person is overcome with fear and attempts to flee in panic. She has some control over her actions, though. If she attempts to hide in a building, she has the presence of mind to lock the door. If the victim is cornered, she might fight, albeit in a berserk state. Any actions that the person takes suffer a -3 penalty.
Ouch.
So, what are you doing?
Not cornered. Hallway, right?
Yep.
Then GTFO. That is my only option.
Natalie, is this an elevator building or is this stairs only?
Probably has an elevator.
Okay. So, where are you going?
The stairs.
Good idea. Don't take the elevator.
In case of emergency, take stairs.
In case your friend turns into a giant horny monster. Alright, so Brooke is booking. The big dude currently he's managed to stay standing. But you guys hear a howl. Loud, deep, and angry.
From Ben or
No. From the direction that the big guy just got shoved.
Oh, so from Bluto.
Yes, from Bluto. And what you see shoot back into view is not Bluto. As terrible as a movie as it was, you guys remember the Helsing movie? With
Yeah.
I don't.
with freaking Wolverine?
Yeah.
Nope.
You see what amounts to this 10-foot tall wolf man just barrel from the side, slather, like drool everywhere, and just claws and fangs and just raw anger just flat out tackle this stag thing. At which point you can tell that this well, let's roll this. Let's see how this goes. Roll with a +1. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. All right.
Hold on. It's because we now get to roll same thing over here. No, not plus that. Plus. Oh, geez. So you can tell that it tries to just grab him. And like it's trying to wrestle this great stag thingy down. Like it jumps up and like with one massive hand tries to like swipe, and then the other one's like grabbing at an antler, and it manages to grab hold all the way up until it actually manages to grab hold.
Yay!
So you guys are all still absolutely scared shitless, but congratulations. The one caveat to trying to save your guys' lives has actually managed to do what I didn't think it was going to be able to. Yay for being proven wrong. All right, Courtney, what your total willpower was a what, 6?
6.
Yeah, you're in the same boat as Brooke. You're panicking, but you're the rational, scared person in the monster movie who knows that you can lock the door and blah blah blah. But you are definitely panicking.
Well, I'm trying to think, would I have enough composure to try and get Natalie away from there, or would it just be I need to get the fuck out?
It is panic.
Okay, so I am pulling a total Captain Hero and saving myself.
Yep.
And
Sir Robin.
and heading
That's what
straight
pain feels
to the
like.
staircase. Because I have no weapon. Those are some sort of were creatures.
God damn it.
And yeah, no, fuck this, I'm out.
Fuck this
Fuck
shit.
this shit, I'm out.
Cool. What is your speed? Brooke, what is your speed?
10.
I believe
where's
it's in the lower
speed?
right corner of your sheet.
Yeah. It's
Also
Oh.
10.
right
10.
after size.
Cool. So, Brooke, Courtney is right on your heels.
Probably muttering something like fuck, 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 fuck.
Yeah, Brooke's probably like, they said it wasn't real. It's combat fatigue, PTSD.
Yumiko, what was your willpower again?
4.
This
I
is
don't like
the
when you do that.
this is the level of the average to slightly below average humans because it's 3 to 4 or 3 and 4 for the section. This affects them as fear affects herd animals. Onlookers are likely to flee in abject terror and have no real control over their actions. All actions that might be taken, attempting to drive a car, climb a fence, incur a -4 penalty. Onlookers don't remember the event save in the most general sense, and they always rationalize it. Yeah, 3 years ago I saw this girl get attacked by some pit bull that had gotten loose. I'd rather not talk about it. It was pretty bad. That kind of a thing.
I'll be back.
Okay. So, yeah. At this point, yeah, you don't even have control over Yumiko, unfortunately. She is just
No.
booking it. There is no reason. There is no rhyme. There is no nothing. She's just flat out panicking and probably like you know that like half-hearted scream that you do when you're just absolutely scared shitless?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of constant out of her mouth right now.
Oh goody. She's
Uh-huh.
gonna have a hoarse, sore throat.
What's Yumiko's speed?
10.
Okay, so yeah, you are right behind the other two. Natalie.
Same as Yumiko's.
Okay, so what was Natalie at after adding her stewardship?
4.
Yeah, you're in the exact same.
The only
What's your
difference
speed?
is 9.
Ah, so she's falling behind. Which then leaves us to Caitlin.
Hi.
So, what is Caitlin's willpower plus stewardship?
So stewardship was an added bonus of 1.
Uh-huh.
6.
Alright, cool. So yeah, you're in the same boat as the first two. You are definitely fleeing, but you're mostly, aware of your faculties.
Yeah, let's see here. Everyone else is gone.
Except for the were creatures fighting in the other room.
I'm just saying, like, for once I don't have to grab somebody to get them to run.
Yeah.
I thought about it. I'm just too much of a coward.
Don't worry, she's running.
So yeah, she's running. She is a little distracted of curious, but also getting the heck out of there. Her speed is 12.
And the track chick blows you all away.
Wait, what's
Really
up?
was not a question.
Wait, what just happened?
Her speed is 12.
Oh shit.
She bypassed us all. She's like, fuck you, losers, bye-bye.
And here, so what we're gonna say is that, like, pretty much everybody by the end of the round gets to the top of the stairs. Cassie, go ahead and, because I'm assuming she's not gonna wait for them to get through. She's gonna like try and hop the rail because she has the space.
Yeah, well, she can hop, but she does want to make sure that everybody makes it. Like,
No, what part of panic do you not understand?
okay, fine.
Cool. So do you wanna toss me a Dex plus Athletics?
Yeah, I'm basically doing a thing that I do on a regular basis.
Do you have an appropriate specialty?
I have athletics is long distance, not jumping.
Correct. So just no bonus then. Just roll it as is. Okay, so you successfully hop the rail to get ahead of everybody. So you are the furthest down the stairs.
Mhm.
Ben.
Oh, you bitch.
Ben.
Yes.
You see red. You know that the wrong thing. The eyes are getting away. The eyes need to stop. It needs to stop.
There's this heavy thing on my
This-
horns. Put it into the wall and keep going.
Like through the wall?
No, yeah, there's this heavy thing on my horns. Put the heavy thing into the wall and run down the hallway.
Okay.
Try to scrape it off.
Oh geez. Okay, so make me. Just go ahead and collect it, Cassie. Make me strength plus brawl, but you're adding your antlers to this, so you get 3 additional dice beyond the extra strength you have for being in your war form.
Jeez.
Okay,
So
that's 3.
that ends up being a total of 6 extra dice from your standard dice pool.
Jeez.
Or success.
You have successfully dislodged the werewolf from your head.
How much?
He is currently halfway through a wall.
I'm not getting the deposit back.
Really? That's what you want to focus on right now?
Well,
How far would
the
that?
kicker here is Josh just dealt 4 points of lethal damage
How far down?
as he like partially gored this dude.
Yeah, how far down the hallway can I drag him?
Oh my god.
Well, you intended to put him through a wall, so he's currently, like I said, halfway in the wall.
Okay, and then actually after them all, the wrongness
Why
must be
can't I-
purged.
Why can't I scroll on your character sheet?
I had that glitch too. Just close it and open it again.
That's weird.
But yes, after through the
Okay.
wall, the wrongness must be purged. What is wrong must be put
Well,
right.
The good news is, Natalie, he already used his attack action.
That don't matter. It's still brutal.
The downside is he has a speed of 11.
Goodbye, friends.
Oh, that's not true. Sorry. I lied. Because he is currently he's no longer a size 5 creature like you guys. He's size 9. So let's see. I'm getting to speed. Speed is strength plus your dexterity plus your species your species factor, which is usually equivalent to your size, right? So
He's fast as fuck.
he's fast as fuck.
I repeat.
Um
Goodbye, friends and Courtney.
he definitely catches up, and not just catches up. He just he leaps down and yeah, he lands in front of the track person. Cassie, leave those alone.
Oh shit.
Okay,
Leave
but first
alone.
off, I'd like to point this out. You've already said that you're all pretty much acquaintances. Can't you just say goodbye, acquaintances, so I don't feel totally left out?
Nope.
Goodbye, friends and Courtney.
Bitches.
Oh, now we're friends. Okay.
Matt, does Ben have the capacity to speak even in like at all? Or is
What were you saying, Josh?
during this first change, does he have the capacity to speak at all?
No.
Okay. He is
No, you
there
are
is no human
you're,
left in that
you're
brain.
a rampage beast.
Yeah, there's no human left in that brain right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, he was my ride too.
Maybe if you get out the building, he could throw it at you.
So yeah, let's see his total speed at this point, because his size goes up by 4. His speed goes up by an additional 5, so there's 5 points there. His strength goes up by 3, so we're already 5, 9, 12. Dexterity goes up 3. So he gets a total of, from what his human form is, a plus 15
Fuck.
to his speed.
Is the metal box
His
sounding better now?
speed is 26. This is not even his fastest form.
It's over 9,000. Wait.
Sneaky back.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the thing. Anyway, so yeah, he is currently like he where Caitlin went over the rail to jump down to the next part of the flight of stairs. It's behind you. It's in front of everyone else because it just went through the railing and is taking up the stairwell. And he went face first into the wall opposite you guys, and during for pretty much the start of his next round is going to be having to dislodge these massive antlers from the wall. But that's for his next round. So, Brooke, you heard wham, boom, 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 slam, and now it's in front of you.
Does this count as cornered?
Well, that depends. How well does Brooke believe that she could survive going out the window?
How high up were we?
2nd floor.
I don't know.
Better than in front of where elk.
I mean, she's also got a gun.
If you believe that cornered is a rational response at this point, then I will let you go with cornered.
We're going to unload.
Okay. Start shooting him in the back. Now, which kind of gun did you have again?
It's just a light pistol.
Okay. So it's just semi-auto, not anything else like that. So I don't believe you can do a short burst on those.
Yeah, I don't believe so. Llama Fawn.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, you got it.
Light. Pistol light, negative. But you can shoot him for strength 2 attack.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, on Brooke's sheet, you're going to go ahead and roll. On the top part, you're going to set it to attack roll instead of sheet roll. And then, yeah, you just click the roll button. Huh.
Hey, I'm sorry. That was at a -3 because of being freaked out.
Correct.
Bang!
And hits for 3 damage. All right. So, Warform Ben, there we go, marked his damage now.
I see that damage. Owie.
Yes. Cool beans. Are you going to move? Or are you going to instead try and, because you can attack twice in a round, right? You just end up not moving. I think.
I don't believe so. I've never read that.
No, that I'm thinking Scion. Disregard. Carry on. Friggin' storyteller system.
No, I think this is an either-or kind of system.
Yep.
Oh yeah, shoosed him. Shoosed him good.
She
You
did.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
She did. You put a whole bullet hole in me.
All right then. I think
Combat
that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's what we're feeling pretty cornered right now. It's time to just start the shooting.
And now let's see what the big bad wolf does.
Oh, is that who's next? 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Well, let's see. How messed up is he, really quick? He's feeling it. Definitely feeling it. He's gonna spend a point of essence to do that, and he's not quite as fast, but he's definitely fast enough to catch up. And you can tell that he gives. Okay, Cassie, what are you talking about? Just
My changeling ability.
give me a name. You have like 10 abilities.
Riddle me this.
Okay, so you're asking. Okay, so yeah, you could use it. What are you trying to ask me about?
If I use it, do I go and lose base? Do I keep my mental faculties as like able to control myself and everything, or am I kind of
You don't know. You've never done it before.
okay? That's my question.
Okay. So Werewolf Dude pretty much comes. He is going to similar to the. Oh, that is so bad. We're gonna shrink that back down again.
Yeah, that's not a very good token. Did you have that off the library?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But anyway, so he comes barreling over, and you can tell that he does not care about you guys being in the way. He just kind of like, frankly, is kind of ignoring you guys as he's just fixated on his target.
Good.
But because he's also ignoring you guys, he literally just barrels through the bunch of you as he goes to try and tackle the freaking stag. So, pretty much everybody but Caitlin roll a Dex plus Athletics, or to try and stay upright. You do not invoke your penalty for being panicked. All right, well, Brooke ends up on her ass.
That's a shame because she's
But-
her most effective gunman.
Right?
Isn't she the only gunman?
Yeah,
No,
I think so.
Currently, I think so.
no.
Caitlin has a
Did
pew pew
Caitlin bring
stick.
her gun?
I have a pistol, but I mean,
Not on her.
yeah.
Is
she
it?
has a concealed carry permit. She keeps it on her basically at all times. Especially since they started this.
Under
Well,
that
there you
top,
go.
where you hide it?
That's not the only top she wears. This isn't an anime.
If she's not in track at the moment, then that's what she does.
Anyway, so he kind of just plows over everybody, and we're going to make another attack roll as he attempts to what amounts to bull rush. Strength roll with his trying to find it. Sorry. Oh yeah. So when he does this, he's flat out like mouth open, trying to bite at this thing's neck. When he does it. What? Why is it being a butt? Stop it. There we go.
Oof.
Yeah, so he latches on, and yeah, they go through the wall into somebody's apartment. Keeping in mind that this was the fire escape stairs, that wall's made of concrete.
Oh, Jimmy!
It kind of just had 2,500 pounds of rage get shoved through it at not insignificant speeds.
Right into the soccer mom's bathtub.
No more
Listen.
stalker mom.
No one liked her in the apartment building, so
So that's his turn. We are now back to Courtney.
Well, seeing how fast the man Bambi caught us, and then watching them go through that concrete wall, I can totally jump out of a window and be fine.
Okay.
If we're only on the second floor, it's okay.
Okay. So Courtney sees all this, turns and just books it back down the hallway into Natalie's apartment, and just hands up over his head and just jumps out the window.
I wouldn't say he's gonna go head first.
No, but hands up over your head to protect your face, and then you just jump feet first out the window.
I love from how the sound distorted, you could tell that Matt actually pantomimed that.
I pantomime a lot of things. Thank you very much.
Okay, so what do I have to roll?
You're rolling your Dex plus your Athletics to see if you land this. And I need to look up falling damage.
Nope.
And he breaks his legs.
Well, good thing I have my phone and I can dial 911.
Your character tries to jump between buildings but doesn't make it. He tries to scale a ladder, but someone above pushes away from the wall, or your character is simply thrown from a height by a powerful opponent. Regardless of the reason, your character plummets and may be hurt on impact. Falling damage is bashing unless your character lands on a fence spike or broken glass, or hits the ground at terminal velocity. A person suffers 1 bashing wound for every 3 yards fallen.
So I take 1 point of bashing damage?
For every 3 yards fallen. You're on the 2nd floor.
Right, but isn't a yard like 3 feet?
3 feet. Uh-huh.
So that first floor would be 3 yards.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. For every 3 yards fallen. Okay, yeah, my bad. I was reading 3 yards and hearing it as every 3 feet as a yard. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it's about 15, 16 feet up. So you're gonna 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, so you're gonna take like 8 point of bashing damage
Okay.
because you failed your Dex plus Athletics roll.
Ow.
So on your character sheet,
Yeah.
you're just gonna click that the health box on the left once, and it will put a single line through it. That indicates a single point of bashing damage.
Okay.
Okay. And you are prone. Because again, you failed your roll, so you didn't actually stick the landing.
But like I said, ow. But at least I'm not in that stairwell.
And then they wrestled
Yumiko.
out and landed on Courtney Joe.
You shut your whore mouth.
Yumiko,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Panicking apparently because I have no control over her, remember?
Uh-huh. So, does she panic to try and run past? Well, she's not going to run past because she's at the kind of panic where you will never go towards them. So what's she doing? Following Courtney? Or... actually, I'm not sure she even could use the elevator.
Is the elevator broken from the
That
window?
means that just
No,
means
like,
pushing the button and waiting there. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
You're way too panicky for that. You're not going to have the patience for it.
So the only option is jumping out the window with Courtney.
Or running
Or
back
going
to
through another apartment.
Yeah, running into Natalie's apartment or another apartment.
There's usually 2 fire escapes in a building.
That's true.
Mind you,
Well-
the one is usually an outdoors one then.
Hmm.
Because you could go up the stairs towards the roof.
Yeah, let's run to where there's no escape to the ground. Unless
No,
it's
there's
like...
other fire escape
Yeah,
stuff.
there's a fire escape inside. Yeah, I'll go upstairs.
Okay, so Yumiko books it up the stairs. Alrighty. Natalie.
I'm going to thoroughly say that Yumiko escapes. You live.
That's because you're playing favorites.
She's definitely turning around, going back up the stairs.
Now you don't live, Yumiko.
Nope.
But she's probably trying to get like up as far as she can.
So, first of all, Cassie, are you lost in my tomb or are you just looking around? I don't think it was on the person, but I can check later. But it's your turn. What are you doing?
I am. Let's see here. Everyone else went away from Dude, and I think that's still a very fantastic idea to stay away from Ben. Um,
Since he's kind of between you and everybody else on the way. Well, was. He's now to the wall.
yeah, he's currently in somebody else's apartment building, so or
Just
their
still in the
apartment.
building.
Matt, you are muted.
Yes, that he's still in the building. He just went
Yes.
through the wall of the fire stairs.
In somebody else's apartment.
Okay, but you did say apartment building. I'm like, no, he's still in the building. Anyway,
So yeah, continuing to run the most direct method of away from the dude, away from Ben, away from werewolf.
okay, so going downstairs then.
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very tempted to use riddle me this, but she's not going to yet.
Okay. All right. So we get to Ben's turn. Ben, this heavy fuzzy thing is on you again. Like, it's on your back this time. You're kind of face first in the ground.
Stand up and try and wrestle it off. Fall down my back and suplex it into the ground. That's the roll we just rolled, right? Strength, brawl, +6.
You're not doing the full +6 this time because you're not using your antlers as a big part of the attack.
Okay. So that would be...
So you're getting the +3 from your strength.
Right. One success.
Well, you do in fact successfully knock him off of you.
Leap up the stairs after.
Okay. So, are you just going to stick to chasing, or are you going to try and cut off again? Cut them off.
Try and cut them off.
Okay. So, given your sheer size, you're less going up the stairs, more as you're like reaching up and grabbing onto them and pulling yourself up using the stairwell like a ladder.
I'm
And
cool
so
with
you
this.
guys, huh?
I'm cool with this aspect of terror.
So you guys end up seeing this thing just kind of barrel past you, going through the open space in the middle, kind of, frankly, destroying the stairs behind you. Because he's too damn big.
Oh shit.
Like, they're not unusable, but they're definitely not in the same condition that they were before.
Oh shit.
Covered in cracks and broken wood.
And where fur has gotten ripped off of him. And so, yeah, he ends up stopping kind of like right in front of you at this point. Like, getting himself up on, like, his feet finally on the stairwell, and he has to kind of lower and crane his head to look around under the stairs that are or I shouldn't say the stairs, but the ceiling that leads to the roof. And so he's having to, like, he's having to stoop to fit into here.
Wait, where is he going?
He went up. Because, like, on Firescape stairs, they're spiral stairs, right? With that kind of open spot in the middle.
So
He
he
went
went
up
back up
the
to
open
the second floor?
Yes.
Yeah, he's chasing after them as they go up the stairs.
Yeah, because he's chasing, like, none of you guys know this, but he's chasing Natalie.
Hi.
Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of where his turn ends. And so we get back to Brooke, who's currently flat on her butt.
And he's coming back up the stairs.
Yeah, he just went flat out past you.
Shoot him!
Okay.
More shooting. That thing needs to stop. Stop being a thing.
Turn back to Ben, damn it! Oh crap! I never even thought I'd say that.
Not minus 30.
Okay.
Bang.
One more pew pew. All right, Josh, go ahead and mark it. Well, actually,
No, that his
nope, never mind.
his hard skin would stop it.
Yep. So here's the unfortunate part, Brooke. So you shoot him, let's say you shot at one of his arms as he went past, but for some reason, like as emaciated as he's looking, like you actually hear. We won't say you hear it because there's a lot of other very loud sounds going on. But you actually see the spent round actually fall off of his arm and land in front of you. Not like it ricocheted off or something. Like it obviously embedded, but it just did not go very deep. There's something about this thing is just unnaturally tough. Game rules, he has 2 points of lethal and 2 points of bashing armor. In this form.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so yeah, you shoot him, and then yeah, there we go. So next is the werewolf dude, who is he's not having a good time. This is not the best time he's ever had. He's gonna spend another essence point, and pretty much he's going to end up jumping back onto the landing, reaching up and with both hands grabbing one of this moose's ankles and yanking him back down. And just the motion is like he's trying to as if the same kind of hand over hand motion as if he was trying to climb up the elk, but instead he's trying to yank it down towards him. And so let's see how this goes. And submit. Neat.
Yeah, that's good. I'm good with that.
Yeah. So pretty here. So the narrative of it is, you see these creepily long fingers that end in these almost serrated looking claws on this Wendigo. The hand pulls back, and you can tell it's getting ready to just swipe and just wipe out both of you that are on the stairs. And then one of its legs comes out from under it, and its head kind of goes back and bounces off the wall behind it as it proceeds to just fall down the stairs to the bottom floor, with the werewolf following so shortly behind to land on top of it. And so, Mr. Laying in the Yard, I'll be right back.
Courtney, congratulations, you lived.
No, Courtney's going to be hard pressed to associate with any of you guys after this.
I mean, come on, he just saw an actual cryptid.
I know. He knows that they exist, but holy fuck.
All right, Courtney Jones. What we doing?
Well, if I'm away from them, am I still like completely feared?
Yes.
Then I'm running the fuck away.
Okay.
I will get as far as I can away from them until I feel safe, and then I will call an Uber to take me home.
Duly noted.
No. Slightly better idea. I'm going to pitch this. Courtney, you know where Ben keeps the keys to his 1970 Chevy Chevelle that he drove you in?
There you go. Steal his car.
It's up to you.
See, there is that possibility, but then, the reasonable part of Jimmy's brain is like, okay, but then
Jimmy doesn't have a reasonable brain right now. Courtney
You
is
don't have
panicked.
common sense.
There is a giant werestag trying to stick something into Courtney's eye socket.
Yes, but would he be willing to steal said Werebambi's vehicle?
It doesn't matter who it belongs to. There is no Ben, only Zool.
All right, I'll take the car. Fuck it.
I am the key master. Are you the
If it
gatekeeper?
means if it means that I can get away faster, then yeah, I'll just do
Okay. So, given that it is a panicky situation, I'm going to actually call for a Dex plus drive with your -3. See if you can't get this to start.
that. I only get 4 dice. Dex plus drive. Nope.
All right. So you're panicking and you're fumbling, and you don't get anywhere.
Great. I'm the typical horror movie girl that's getting to her car.
Well,
Courtney,
and you're not used to
drop the
actually having a
keys.
car, to be fair.
also, you might just not be used to driving stick.
Wink, wink.
Oh my.
Okay. So, Yumiko. This thing just went back down the stairs.
Still going up the stairs.
What stairs?
Oh, joy.
Like, okay, let me rephrase that. That there are still stairs there. There are stairs. They are definitely structurally compromised. Though wait, no, you're the one who's in like full-blown full tilt panic though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't care. Roll me strength, not strength, Dex plus athletics. Congratulations, you managed to actually get up the stairs without falling off of them.
Yay.
So you get up to the door, and you're fighting and fumbling with it, and eventually it gives way because you realized it was a pull, not a push, for some reason. It's against OSHA code.
Panic state. Who reads in a panic state?
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, you are now out on the roof. Natalie,
Hi. Yeah, no, we're
how you
still.
doing?
Just a little bit panicked. Probably doing the same exact thing that Yumiko's doing.
Okay, you actually make it a little bit further since you didn't have to fight with. Well, no, because you were pretty much right behind her. So yeah, you both have to pause. You're both fighting with the door, and then boom, it opens, and off you go.
I mean, do I have to make any rolls?
Yes, please. Same roll, but you get Oh, you know what? Actually, Mika, we should have made you roll the -4, and Natalie, I should make you roll the -3. Because the whole any actions you take.
Yeah.
Whatever, we'll let it be. You guys are on the roof. Ben,
Isn't this the third turn?
this will be the last action you get.
Okay. So we've landed at the base of the stairs.
Uh-huh.
What's around other than stairs?
A werewolf is on top of you.
Wink, wink.
Headbutt him.
Oof.
Oh.
Oh my.
All right. Which actually, I think I figured out what we need to do for this.
Oh yeah?
Antlers. Damage. Okay, so so it's a brawl type attack. It's got a damage of 3. Cool. So now we should be able to go attack roll. Click on antlers. But it does. Oh, but that won't accommodate your extra strength. So we're just gonna have to roll that into the attack strength of it. So total of a strength 6. Limitations of the character sheet. Submit. And you missed.
Well, I do have a werewolf on top of me. We're kind of wrestling around. Okay.
All right. Brooke. Here I have a message for you. 1 second. Did you get that?
Gotcha.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like that was kind of my next, because now the the path down is free again, so it's time to run. Or wait, where were you thinking?
They're at the bottom of the stairs.
They're at the
So
bottom.
the monsters are at the bottom. Natalie and Yumiko went up.
Mhm.
You are now the only one on the second floor landing.
All right, we run back to the apartment, lock the door. That's probably
Awesome.
not going to do any good, but
Because
lock
there's
the
a
fucking door.
This ride's probably not going to do any good because there's a couch through it.
And they managed to
Break through concrete?
yeah, break through the wall of a
But
different
that's
apartment.
okay. She's panicked. She's not thinking rationally. She just wants to get behind a barricade somewhere.
That's fair.
So she might even jump in, lock the door, notice the couch there, and push the couch against the door.
Maybe.
Ignoring the fact there's a werewolf-shaped hole right next to the door.
I appreciate this.
Natalie, I gave your kitchen a nice new window.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure it's not her kitchen anymore.
That was the living room.
I don't want it.
A new living room window, then.
I want my pick back though. Anyway, so okay, so yeah, you definitely get in. I'm gonna leave it to your imagination how you managed to get past the couch that's in the middle of the door. Well, I guess the werewolf did barrel through it after the were-elk, so to be fair here, there's probably not much couch left.
So what you're saying is that Natalie now has 2 couches, or more 2 love seats.
Like, you guys remember Team Forrester things like, where's Frieza? Ah, he's over here, and over there, and a little bit over there.
Ouch.
Anyway, so next up is the dude, and yeah, he's pretty much just gonna lay into you.
Okay.
Strength 3, claws, get a 1 on there, so that's gonna become a 4. Okay, attack roll. Congratulations, he didn't even hurt you. Alright, and Courtney, let's go ahead and see if you can get the car rolling this time.
You can do it. I believe in you. He's fucked.
Well done.
Remember, clutch in.
Okay, sorry, it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay. Can I try to drive again?
Yes.
Am I still
go.
scared?
Yes, you're still a Skurd. And you're gonna, just same roll.
Okay. Hooray!
Hey.
Oh, damn it.
Did you forget the minus?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Oh, that sucks.
Should I reroll?
Try it again.
Yeah. One success.
Hey.
Hey! You get the car
Yay.
started.
Yep, open the fuck out.
Awesome. Alright, which now gives us to Yumiko.
Hi.
So you're on the roof. Now what's the plan?
Find an alternate way back down besides the way I came.
Okay. Alright, so you look around, and in fairly short order, we'll say that you end up finding the fire escape, and you guys kick the ladder down. And since I'm assuming Natalie's gonna be like right behind, is that just kind of how we're gonna go?
Yeah, fair guess.
You're gonna get me killed.
Listen,
Courtney.
you haven't been it yet.
Yep.
Or not Courtney, sorry, Caitlin.
Oh.
Yes.
So you're at the bottom of the stairs. The monsters are at the bottom of the stairs.
Are either of them focused on me?
Oh no, they are definitely thrashing about.
I am going to get the heck out of Dodge.
Just booking it for the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not equipped to deal with this.
Fair enough. Alright, so Josh, it's back to Ben's turn. The haze is fading, and over the course of about like a round's worth of time, you're exhausted, you're panting, and
Why am I naked?
just and like once you started to calm down, the werewolf caught on to this, and he shifts back into his well, I mean, you know the mechanics of this. His near wolf form, he's his still, freaking jacked, massive, fuzzy-looking dude form, and he's like still got you held down, obviously, until you slowly shift all the way back, and you're covered in just the tatters of your clothes, and you're kind of covered in a fair bit of blood. But now that absolute rage has lifted, things are really clear now. Like, even from you can feel in your head that there's definitely you're a lot clearer than you were even this morning.
And I need to leave. Does Ben remember anything of what he just did?
No. He does not. And the guy, like, he once you say that, he stops holding you down, and he just kind of pushes himself up, and he actually holds out a hand. It's like, yeah, we got to be quick.
Ben is like too exhausted almost to speak at this point, outside of what he already has. So he grabs the man's hand because he doesn't think he can get up on his own at all.
He hoists you up, and he doesn't so much like put his arm, like he doesn't put your arm over his shoulder or anything, but he's definitely like,
he is my crutch essentially.
Yeah, like instead of doing the whole like that kind of emergency carry or whatnot, he just got one of his hands under your arm, like kind of just holding you up by your armpit, and he's leading you towards the back of the building.
Ben is in complete slump, like barely dragging his feet along, but he's moving.
Yep, and once the door in the back opens, you can see that there's 2 dogs. Those aren't dogs.
Those are too big to be dogs.
Those are too big and definitely too fuzzy to be dogs, that are standing on either side of the door. There's a gal in the driver's seat of this 4-door pickup, and the engine's already going. And there's a guy standing in the back who after seeing this other guy come out, just kind of nods and sits down in the bed, and the 2 wolves hop into the back. The doors were open, and he helps you get into the back so you can sit in the middle between the 2 of them. And one of them just kind of slowly and noiselessly just turns into well, you definitely recognize his face. He's one of the people that's been bringing you cars like every other week. He just kind of smiles and says, well, I'm glad that we didn't have to go in and help. You look like you need a nap.
Ben doesn't even have the strength to acknowledge outside of a slight eyebrow raise of a recognition. He just sedately kind of flops into the seat and lulls his head down into his hands.
He just kind of pats you across the back, and just, despite the blood caking all of like the hair on your nearly naked body, it's like, yeah, go ahead and take a nap, kid.
Where are we going?
Somewhere safe. We'll get you taken care of.
Okay.
And then when he goes from like rubbing across your back, he just puts a hand on top of your head, and everything goes black. As far as the rest of you, because I know that was a couple rounds worth of things. Natalie, Yumiko, both of you end up getting down to the ground level. You can't hear anything left of the monsters thrashing around, but are you guys gonna stick together?
Probably not.
Just split up once everything's gone completely tits up.
With Natalie, yeah, probably.
Okay. So, Caitlin, you get to the curb. You see Ben's pickup leaving.
Oh, it's not a pickup. It's a
with Courtney in it.
It's a muscle car.
Okay, you see Ben's ride. There's nobody leaning out of the passenger window though.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're on the curb. Where are you going?
Do I see Yumiko anywhere? And Natalie?
No, at this point they're still on the roof.
Well, Yumiko was my ride.
And you're in panic mode too.
I'm still in panic mode. How long does that last?
End of scene, which is pretty much however long it takes you guys to fuck off at this point.
Because I don't really have a visual on Elk Boy.
So you're just gonna run, pick a direction to go, until it proves to be a bad direction. Then sound about right?
Yeah, she is going to go toward where Yumiko's car was because that was the way she got here.
Okay. When you don't find Yumiko there?
Did she happen to leave her keys in the car?
Hell no.
Tacoma?
Not in Tacoma, no.
Not Tacoma.
She have presence of mind to hop on her phone?
No. You're panic. Everything needs to be escape. Escape or hide.
Okay.
Good rough shot into the wood.
Car is gone. To nearest bus stop she goes. Like, literally. Crap.
So she's running away from the scene then. Okay.
Yeah.
We're just gonna call it there, and that's where that's gonna end. So a little while later, after things settle down, Yumiko, you're on your own.
Okay.
And you kind of like once you kind of come back to your senses, you're just hiding out in this actually, we're gonna say that Yumiko got picked up by the cops.
Okay. Oh, no.
Like it's like, wait, where am I? You were delirious. But where am I? The blah de blah police precinct. Are you okay? Do you need assistance?
She just stands there shaking.
Did someone try to hurt you?
I don't know.
Okay, if you need to, you can stay here until you're comfortable to talk about what's going on. You haven't done anything wrong. So if you need to leave, as long as you're going to be okay.
I think I'll be okay.
Alright. And so pretty much like she's gonna probably spend the next hour or two with people talking.
Okay.
Was pretty much just like, are you sure you don't want to file a police report? Are you sure you don't want to file a police report? Do you know who scared the crap out of you? Blah blah blah. Have you taken any drugs? It's like we don't care. We don't care if you did take any drugs. We're just trying to figure out what's wrong.
She's perfectly clean. There's no drugs involved.
Yeah, so that's where she'll be for like the next hour or two. Whose
Goody.
microphone is pulsing?
Emily's.
Emily's.
What?
Your microphone is making a pulsing sound.
It's been doing it all night.
I only
It can't have been.
started hearing it a little bit ago.
I can't have been doing it all night because I had it on push talk for most of the night.
Well, it's been doing it for a while.
Either way, anyway, so as far as going down the list of stuff, so Ben drives off. Yumiko is getting police assistance.
No, no. Ben was abducted.
But they're friends.
Still abducted. He has no idea where he is or where he's going.
Yes, but does he care right now?
Not particularly. He's unconscious.
There you go. Brooke, where do you head?
What?
Where's Brooke headed?
Home, I would assume.
Okay. Natalie,
Yes.
where's she going? Because the answer better not be home.
She actually would have made an attempt to try and go to that library.
Okay. Sounds good.
But
And Caitlin.
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
She's going to find a way to get there because,
It's
like,
there.
Scary as it is, it's the closest thing you know about a safe place.
well, also, it's a place that has a lot of information.
Mhm.
What the heck just happened? And also, why do I feel like I have this ability?
Mhm. Well, you would know that because you know what your
Yeah,
ability does.
I mean, I should say more information about that particular ability.
Oh, okay.
About them and
Okay, but we'll get to research stuff later. We're dealing with collateral.
yes, she's going to the library.
Okay. And Jimmy, you said Courtney was heading home functionally via stolen car.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for those of you with a total willpower or willpower plus stewardship of 5 through 7, 5, 6, or 7, you forget the events that happened unless you attempt to actively remember it. And attempting to remember the event requires an intelligence plus composure roll at a -3.
All right. Heck,
You-
I'm trying to
you-
remember.
For the
You
sake
may
of the-
spend a willpower point to get a +3 on this roll, negating the penalty.
I have to ask for the sake of the merit. What about the memory one?
Oh, that's right. You have eidetic memory.
'Cause I don't
Is that-
think I'm the only one that has it.
I don't think
Is that
Eidetic
not
went.
thing-
No, I also have it.
Red?
Hang on.
No. It is
Hey,
not
Matt?
only for things that you've read. It is anytime you attempt to recall information.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
Got a question for you.
Yeah.
Everything that happened, would Courtney's spidey sense have not gone off in any way, shape, or form?
Wait, you have a spidey sense?
He has unseen sense.
Oh yeah, that would have been like flaring up the entire time.
Fuck.
What was it we were rolling again?
Let me pull it up. I want to check the merits thing first.
Dokie.
Okay. Eidetic memory. Your character has near photographic memory, being able to recall vast amounts of observed detail with astonishing accuracy. You do not normally need to make a roll for your character to remember an obscure fact or past experience unless you are under stress, such as in combat. Under stress, there's a +2 modifier on any intelligence plus composure or other skill-based roll. So, if you have eidetic memory, you get 2 bonus dice.
Okay.
So Natalie is going to be able.
Well, no,
if
I'm
you
not-
use the
I'm not in that
willpower point, if you use a willpower point, you negate the penalty, and your eidetic memory gives you an additional +2 instead.
Yeah, so see, I'm not in that range, but I know for sure just had to ask because of the merit.
Yeah, I also have eidetic memory.
I just made the willpower
Well,
point.
Okay, so but wasn't
What
Natalie's
the
willpower
shit?
plus stewardship a 5?
4.
No, it was a 4 with Yumiko.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, you can't remember any of it ever. It doesn't even give you the option.
Oh.
Because literally, like, encountering lycanthropic creatures is so traumatizing that your brain literally blots it out. It taps into like a. Is it still in New World that it taps into like the primitive state, like when people were cavemen?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is primal lunacy, spiritual lunacy.
I think
So-
I remembered.
Yeah, you remember a lot.
So I'm going to negate the thing. I
Yep,
click
spend
on
your
that to-
willpower.
mhm.
And
Intelligence
we'll
plus
roll it.
composure. So that's 0 modifiers.
Do you have eidetic memory?
Nope.
Then yes, 0 modifiers. Cool. Caitlin remembers. So,
What about Brooke?
yep, Brooke. Cassie, these are not exploding dice.
Wink, wink.
It does not explode on 10. It counts as 2. Alright, so, Brooke, go ahead and roll me your nonsense.
Okie. Now, what was the modifier again? Unless I wanted to spend willpower.
It's a -3. If you spend a willpower, it's negated.
Alright, I guess so. Why not? You know what I'm doing?
You can always choose to not roll and just not be like, I don't want to remember.
Nah, I feel like this might be important.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So as it says, success on this roll allows the character to remember general circumstances, but not the true nature of the thing. An exceptional success allows them to remember with perfect clarity. So yeah, Caitlin and Courtney, you both remember perfect clarity. Brooke, you have the general principle of something happened to Ben. I don't know what what this change was, but he just went berserk and started putting things through concrete walls.
Okay.
Oh, great. The skeptic has more fuel.
Ben, why are you taking PCP, you stupid jerk?
Okay, so I guess then the immediate question becomes, like, later, because that was late in the evening, right? So by the time any of you kind of come to, it's easily midnight or later. Is anybody going to reach out to the others during this time, or is this going to be a wait until the next day thing?
Oh no!
I'm gonna reach out to Natalie.
As soon as Courtney gets home, he's pulling out the heavy liquor.
I love it how all of our characters, basically their reaction to everything bad happening is drink to forget.
Not everyone's character.
No, not everyone.
Yeah, some people put out missing persons posters and get abducted.
I mean, yeah.
But anyway, so Cassie, you said that you were going to try and console Natalie.
I'm going to get Natalie, make sure she's okay, and also drag her to the library with me.
Okay.
And then, if Natalie is not remembering things, then she's gonna be like, yo, this is what just happened. Do you not have webcams set up in your place? Or security cameras? You should start doing this.
I live in a cheap apartment. I don't have room for that.
At this point, you should really start doing this. I mean, already we've had multiple occasions of finding things on security cameras that we can't remember. Okay, we've had one. But you get my point.
So there's three big things that need to happen for the rest of the night. First of all, after you guys show up at the library, Matilda comes through the door and to this place, and you guys weren't hanging out at the door, obviously, so she kind of just comes walking up like, hey, so I was summoned to come find you guys. And then that's when Blackwing just very completely silent, because fucking owl,
And Blackwing
glides in from between two of the shelves and lands so that you guys are now between Blackwing of the Covetous Vault and Matilda. And it just kind of stands there for a moment, and you all hear in your head, your tests have been passed. Their inquiry into the Covetous Vault will have ended by the end of this night.
Oh,
Well done. You are now accepted within the Wardens. And then he just fucking disappears.
so I look at Natalie and I'm like, I think what we didn't want to happen happened.
Natalie just kind of sits down. I don't know what to do. I don't. My apartment is trashed. I can't. I don't know where my cat is. I don't know what to do.
So, while Caitlin is consoling Natalie and her trauma about her missing cat, Yumiko,
Yo.
while they're trying to figure out what's going on, somebody walks in, is talking to a couple of police officers, and eventually you ask, like, what's up with this person? Why are they here? Like, oh, well, they're special counsel for issues like this. It's fine. They're gonna come in and ask you a few questions. This person walks in, and you can tell he's very, very cavalier, like very, very calm as he comes walking in. One second. Fuck. So when he comes in and he sits down, kind of crosses one leg over the other. So, Yumiko Tanaka.
She looks up at him.
From what I understand, you've had a very interesting night. Kind of picks at one of his teeth with the thumbnail. the kind of interesting where you probably do not want to talk about it on camera. Yeah?
She says nothing.
Were you at... And he pulls out this little... It's a handwritten note, which is probably one of the things that stands out as being a little weird. Were you at the corner of Barnes and Noble earlier this evening? And I need you to roll me your resolve. Because when he looks up and looks you straight in the eye, you need to roll me your resolve.
I love that everything is at the corner of Barnes and Noble.
It's my best ongoing joke.
Just resolve?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. You appreciate this person. Like, thoroughly appreciate this person.
Oh my.
Wink.
Not even in that context, just like you feel in your heart of hearts like this person has been the one to talk to you today that is actually talking to you, not just doing a job.
Okay. She slowly nods her head.
Okay. So do you remember what happened?
She slowly shakes her head no.
Do you want to?
I She has this really confused look on her face, like, I do, but I don't. But I do.
But what does she say?
She slowly nods her head. I would like to.
All right. Because I can tell you right now that you are someone who has been put into a very unique position. And that is something that I would like to help you with. But you're going to need to help me too. Okay?
What can I do?
Well, first we're going to flesh out what happened at the apartment. And from there, we're going to see what kinds of information we can use to help one another out. For the moment, I'm going to help these, and he kind of points his thumb towards the door of the room that you guys are at. I'm going to get some of these guys off your case. Are you okay to leave? Roll resolve again. You're very okay to leave as long as it's with him.
If would you mind walking me out then?
Absolutely. I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm going to get them to officially release you. Let them know that we talked about it and what's going on. At least as far as they need to know. And then you and I are going to have a chat tonight. So I will be right back.
Okay.
He gets up and he walks towards the door. And then he kind of pauses as he's got the door part way open. He turns and he looks at you again. Roll me resolve again. And he says,
Damn it.
trust me. You do. Oh, you do.
Sure, stranger, I will trust you wholeheartedly.
And he
Oh,
steps
yes.
out. He
Get in
steps
your
out the
van
door.
full of candy? Of course.
I'm glad someone made that joke.
Damn it.
Hey, this isn't my first rodeo. You show me the tacos first, then I get in the van. Okay, so he goes walking out, and you can see him like through the glass. He's talking to a couple people, and they're all, it's obvious he's pretty friendly with these folks, right? You don't know if that was the case when he walked in, but that doesn't matter. He's talking to them. He's getting, they're nodding along, agreeing with him, etc. And eventually, they just open up the door, like, all right, yeah, you're free to go in the first place. Just he says that if you end up needing to talk about it, if you need to file a thing, you know where we're at. Blah blah blah. Come talk to us. And they fuck off. They don't really, it's pretty evident they don't really care anymore. Like before.
Okay.
And he just kind of offers his hand, and then when you take it, he just walks you out into this nice little speedster car kind of a thing. It's not like super duper anything, but it's not a bad car. And you guys start driving north from Tacoma up towards Seattle. Brooke.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a time lapse going back to the apartment. That was the last time we talked about anything Brooke was doing. And you threw some of the couch bits into the doorway, and you'd gone into the bathroom, and you were laying in the porcelain tub with your gun trained on the door frame, right?
Sounds good.
You feel a hand on your shoulder. Shouldn't have been anything behind you. And quite literally, the last thing before that scene fades to black is just, oh, that was interesting. Oh, you should come with me and tell me all about it. As it yanks you backwards, and everything goes black. And Courtney, you went home to drink.
Oh yeah. And just to get my mind off of it, probably watch something stupid on TV.
Okay. So the next morning, does Courtney try to get hold of anyone?
The only person that I think he has the contact info for was Yumiko.
He would have had Ben's by that point.
Well, he's certainly not going to contact Ben.
Call me when you need something broke.
I think Courtney will try and shoot a text to Yumiko, just going, "You okay?"
That's a loaded question.
Well,
Oh shit! It's almost 1:00.
We're close to wrapping up. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, okay. I'll put it this way, Casey. If you need to go to bed, we're pretty much done with Natalie for the night.
Because I need to get up at 6 a.m.
Okay. Sorry.
Night.
No.
Night.
Night, Casey.
I'll just
Good
listen to
night.
the last bit while
Oh,
work is dead.
You what? Oh,
She
yeah,
said she'll listen to the last bit when Rick is dead.
okay. All right, so yeah, so you shoot the loaded question, and
Shit, the load.
you don't get a response. Definitely not right away. An hour later, you still haven't gotten anything. Mika, what kind of is Yumiko one of those people that normally answers texts right away, or is she kind of a I'll get to it when I get to it person?
Well, since she's studying to be a med student, she's learning to answer things promptly, so yeah, she would be right on point to answer and reply back.
Okay, so yeah, an hour later, still no response. 2 hours later. 3 hours.
I'll try giving the phone number a call right now.
Go straight to voicemail.
Oh.
Oh,
What kind of phone does Yumiko have?
I would assume the most current model,
Of
a smartphone.
is she
Like,
Android?
is it Android or
or
iPhone?
iPhone. It's very
Android.
good
Okay,
girl.
so maybe not. Maybe it doesn't go straight to voicemail, but it does go to answering machine.
Hmm. You know what? I'll get on the computer and take a look to see if there was anything reported about what happened last night.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a couple of stories. But Mr. Perfect Clarity over there pretty much spends the entire time that he's looking at these going, bullshit, 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 because the official story ends up
Gasman.
being no, not even Gasman, because there was still plenty of stuff in the building. That the place was shot up and that people are being relocated while renovations are going to be done. But thankfully, the
Oh, yes, because a single bullet can tear straight through a concrete wall.
not single bullet. They were trying to claim that it was a domestic a gang issue, gang activity. The whole place turned into a firefight.
Right.
Like full on Boondock Saints.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that's what that's kind of what the
Yes.
report's reading it as.
Okay, were there any fatalities?
Yes, but for the privacy of the families, that the names are not being disclosed.
Would it? I can hack.
What?
True. Too bad we didn't get any contact information between the two of us.
You do know where he works.
He did say it.
Yeah, true. She'll show up there eventually.
You know what? I'm gonna peruse not so available files to see if there's anything.
Okay.
So it's what again?
Oh, to try and so you're gonna try and hack the police servers.
Uh-huh.
Okay. First of all.
Well, no, I
Second.
wouldn't say that I'm just trying to think on. Hmm. You know, I don't think I will. Not yet, anyway.
It is not quite that dire. That he knows of.
That I know of. I mean, because for all I know, the dead person could be whoever was on the other side of that wall. Did it say how many fatalities there were?
Yes. Four of them.
Fuck.
An entire family.
One soccer mom, and her hopes and dreams.
I mean, the apartment building doesn't have a soccer mom anymore,
That's
or has
true.
one less soccer mom.
This is a net gain.
Says
I guess for the
track
moment,
girl.
Courtney's just gonna continue about his day at his store.
Okay.
Yeah, eventually, Caitlin's gonna show up.
As soon as she opens the door, and then there's this asshole.
Like, but it is a really great name.
But anyway. So yeah, jingle jingle, and Courtney walks in. Or whichever character you
Caitlin.
are.
My name is in fact Caitlin.
Yeah, as soon as Courtney looks up to see her, he is standing up and kind of takes a few steps back.
So, she's looking at him, kind of trying to gauge,
She's come to kill you, Courtney.
like, whether or not he remembers.
Considering that his eyes have also widened.
Okay. Natalie had no idea what was going on. But
You mean as
I'm
far
not,
as
I'm not crazy, right?
Okay, so that was an in character answer or statement then. Okay.
Yeah.
So he stands up, eyes as wide as dinner plates. Her first response is, "So Natalie had no idea what was going on. That was crazy, right?"
Oh, you mean giant were things just don't randomly attack you guys all the time?
No, did they attack you? I wouldn't be hanging out with Ben if that were the case.
What do you remember?
I remember Big Hand, and then Ben going full tilt crazy.
When you say full tilt, tell me what you mean.
I mean big giant deer thing.
Oh, thank Christ, because I was...
That is the response of, "Oh God, I'm not the only one. Thank you."
Okay, seriously, I have no idea what happened. But between Ben and Natalie lying about whatever happened to her in the woods, And then the 7-foot-tall werewolf.
Jimmy, I'm going to interject his monologue for just a second. Caitlin,
Yes.
while you are looking at him, while he is continuing to talk about this, you don't okay, so that one of those abilities that you were asking about, right? Here. That one is one of the senses abilities, right?
Yes.
And between that one and your heightened senses, which, you know, the second one being like passive all the time, the mage one can be made passive. So I'm gonna make a little bit of an executive decision here and say that she's done that since everything hit the fan.
Do I have heightened senses?
I thought you did.
No.
No, was that Natalie? I thought it was you.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
I really don't want to metagame here, but since Caitlin is something else, does
Uh-huh.
my unseen sense go off again?
Yes. Sorry, thank you for because that's one of the things that I was going to get at. This one is the one I was talking about, Cassie. So you've got this one and this and these here. So you've got heightened senses.
Oh, I do have heightened
right?
senses. Okay. Yes.
And you walk into the store and suddenly my skin starts crawling again, and I really can't determine if it's just because of the night or because I really felt that when we went into the apartment the first time. I really should have listened to my gut at that point.
So while he's rambling like this, between your heightened senses and temporal flows, you are definitely starting to realize that he's not there yet. But soon, TM.
So
something is going to happen with him, but you don't know what it is.
But I can't bring it forward.
Correct. You definitely know enough that doing so would jack with things in not good ways.
Definitely somebody to keep an eye on, though.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, resume monologue.
So before we go any further, what the fuck is going
on? I have no more idea than you. Like, I was running away just as hard as you did.
Okay, but that doesn't explain everything. Like, why did my skin start crawling as soon as you came in? Why am I outside of your weird little group? Am I the only person that remembers Matilda?
So, technically, you aren't. When we've gone through and talked to different people about Matilda, I've met classmates of hers that remember her. But nobody close to her. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Ugh.
But to me, that's kind of the lead I was going on before I went hiking with my family, camping. And then I had nothing for a while.
Yeah, I think after what happened last night, I'm never going again. Oh, fuck! I stole his car.
I have a feeling like he may be upset, but understand. Where did you leave it?
It's in my parking garage.
At least it's not on the streets of Tacoma. I mean, it's definitely a lot safer than it could be.
There was a werewolf, and then whatever Ben is.
Elk? I think he's an elk. Was an elk. Is
So-
it a one-time thing? I don't know.
So, there's a thing for both of you. Since you do remember with the whole perfect layered thing and all that, you guys also will remember that, yes, there was a friggin' werewolf that also, before everything went down, told you to get out. And everything it was doing was to try and hold him back.
The werewolf knew
Yeah.
about him.
And the werewolf tried to help us. Well,
Or at
it
least
was trying to pull Ben back. I won't say that he was trying to help us, because he did try to shove us out of the way. But a werewolf.
Lichen puffer.
And a were elk thing.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
that whole remembering things roll,
Yeah.
why don't you go ahead and toss it out really quick? Go ahead and roll that again for me.
That was what again? Intelligence and
Composure. And you know what? Actually, I should have had you roll with your. No, you know what? Never mind. Yeah, you definitely have a couple of things come to mind really quick though. Especially given what your recent reading material has been for Days on
Yeah.
End with Yumiko. There's a W word that immediately comes to mind for you right now. Is that like one of these times that were elk or whatever has been thrown out there?
No, I figured that was exactly what it was. Jimmy did. I just
Yes, but now Courtney has the word immediately jump to mind, specifically from the reference of all of
okay.
those
So
books.
so at this point, just going off of what I read in those books, and then what I do know of actual lore, Courtney's just gonna go, "Oh fuck, that was a Wendigo. Wait, has Ben a cannibal?"
wait. Aren't those the ones that I play too many video games? Never mind.
I don't even know what you were getting at. I don't know why you're giving me the
Oh,
look.
she was about to describe a Wendigo from a video game, and she's like, wait, no, I play too many video games. We're not even going to go there.
Oh fuck, I stole a Wendigo's car.
I stole Ted Bundy's car, except bigger and angrier.
Oh no.
And that's the story of how Courtney got.
Courtney proceeded to die and had a heart attack, or well, died from a heart attack.
Die and then have a heart attack. I appreciate this.
Well, Jimmy did say that you wanted to surprise him with his character.
Congratulations, you're a Geist.
Sweet.
You can hear Josh in the background be like, "But I wanted to be a Geist, motherfucker."
No, I'm waiting for the second edition book before that happens.
It's fine.
Okay.
We'll just kill Ben real quick.
It's fine. We'll get there. Anyway,
Yeah, Courtney's sitting back down. He's kind of like in shock that he just stole a cannibal's car.
it's fine. It'll be okay, buddy. I believe in you. I think Core is awake.
How can you tell? Little fucker.
Profound amounts of bitching in the background.
I just fed him, so
Is
protest all you want. Yeah. Everything's away. He has his blanket. He's been fed. You're fat. Stay asleep. Go to sleep.
I asked if the kid was a boy.
I don't know yet.
Oh,
I'm just gonna assume it's a boy.
okay.
Yeah, all you want.
Anyway,
Ugh.
so I think we're gonna go ahead and let Courtney's panic attack be what it is. I guess the gist of it really boils down to: is Caitlin going to be trying to dissuade him from any of this, or is this point a well, damage done? Blackwing doesn't care anymore. Just let it be. What's Caitlin thinking?
Caitlin is thinking kind of a damage done. However, she's still going to try and dissuade from, the idea of becoming a warden.
Okay, so if that specific topic ever came up, it'd be like, no, stupid, don't. But as far as like, he obviously already knows about all this.
Sorry.
Yeah, I figure it's gonna be near impossible to get him to not continue to research the
Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Ted Bambi. I like
Actually,
Ted Bambi better.
wouldn't it be more Jeffrey Dahmer than Ted Bundy?
Okay, between the two of us, only one of us fetishizes cannibals. I don't know.
Wait, who fetishizes cannibals?
You.
No, I just have an odd
unhealthy
knowledge of serial killers.
Unhealthily broad knowledge, yes.
I just go, well, here's some time.
You're just like, they have a penis. They're probably a serial killer.
I mean, statistically.
Yeah, statistically, most serial killers are men.
Anywho. So, what I wanted to get to is, what is Natalie pretty much going to be just kind of hiding out, as it were, in the library? Oh, wait, that's right. She went to bed. God damn it. Sorry. Okay, so that's Courtney and Caitlin taken care of. Yumiko's gonna require her own little thing else. So I guess that's what it boils down to. Fallout effects here. Who do we want to touch on first? Do we want to go with Yumiko, or do we want to start on Ben?
Hey, hang on. Before, do you guys mind if I hop out? Cause I gotta be up at 6.
You're good. Go for it.
All right. Take care, guys. Have a
Bye.
good night.
Right.
Yeah, actually, do you need me for anything? Ashley's like in bed. She wants to talk away. She was.
Phone sex.
Giggity.
Got it. Now go for it.
All right.
No, okay. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Night.
Bye.
But yeah, so which of you guys wants to go first?
Let's do Ben first, I guess.
Okay. Now, I guess the follow-up would be, do we want to do this as its own little, as its own episode, or just leave it on the end of the same video?
I'm good to do it tomorrow. After certain other plans.
Ominously ambiguous. I mean, I'm okay with doing them today. I just wasn't sure if you wanted to do them on the same video.
Let's do them as separate videos.
Okay. All right. Well then, I guess for the end of this episode, we'll get to the rest of our nightmare fuel in a little bit. But for this one, say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Wrong song?